Hi, my name is Angèle. We all know the saying, nothing good comes easy. And Saint Padre Pio changed a former quote from another saint that was, if you pray, you're surely saved. If you don't pray, you're surely lost. And Saint Padre Pio said, for these times, it's more like, if you don't pray a lot, you're surely lost. And if you pray a lot, you're surely saved, or the other way around. But he's basically saying we are being called to battle. My journey in a nutshell, or my experience, was as a child in our family, we prayed each evening the 5-decade rosary. And this is how it's commonly known to be. The rosary is just the 5 decades. And I always struggled in my childhood with reoccurring sins that I had to confess over and over again. And I couldn't get out of these sins. And it was very frustrating. And when I was 16, my parents and I decided to follow the call from Mother Mary in Medjugorje to pray all the mysteries of the rosary. And so we said, why not? It can't be that hard. We'll offer the joyful in the morning, the sorrowful at lunch, and the glorious after dinner. And I then realized I wasn't falling into the same patterns of sin anymore. The things that had kept me enslaved and seemed hopeless all of a sudden were gone. And then in my 20s, I got presumptuous, overconfident and prideful. And then I stopped praying the rosary altogether, thinking it's good enough just to go to Mass. And then it was game over. Then I was really falling back into old sins, and even losing a sense of faith, losing a sense of sin. Quite quickly, I started to fall into mortal sin, and it was a good 17 years of that lukewarmness, struggling to find my way back to the faith, until in 2019, my husband and I, we fell upon the movie Mary's Land, and that ignited this fire of love toward Mother Mary again. And I was like, I want that again. I want that relationship with Mother Mary. And then it was one Hail Mary a day with all my heart, which then slowly but surely became more and more. So it was then a decade, and then the 5 decades, until in 2020, on Mother Mary's birthday, after struggling to try to pray more and not be able to, I received the grace to pray all the mysteries, including the Luminous, on a daily basis. And that's when, again, I experienced this strengthening of faith, a growing love for Jesus in the Eucharist, a desire to go for adoration. All of a sudden it was like, I have to have daily Mass. I have to have weekly confession. The consecration to Mother Mary, the consecration to Saint Joseph, my husband's ever-deepening conversion, him also joining for the whole rosary daily, family rosary being introduced by my husband with our children. And it was, for me, this personal experience of that line of concupiscence is never dead, but he can be put into a deep sleep. And the tranquilizer for me is the entire rosary. That's what it takes to keep that lion of concupiscence fast asleep. And now I understand that he's never dead. And that concupiscence is always there, the ego, the lust, the greed. The only thing that puts that into deep sleep modus is the entire rosary. And there's this beautiful word from the first letter of Peter, chapter 5, verse 8 to 9, where he says, "Stay sober and alert, because your enemy, the devil, is prowling around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour." So we need to watch and pray in order to keep that lion of concupiscence in a deep sleep. And then to also spread that grace to more and more people around us. Let us trust in Jesus through Mary with Joseph. God bless you.